The PGBI Tree, Final Cut, Part 3. Rewritten by GSM. Digested from NEC Resolution 2018-001 dated May 2, 2018. Isulan City, Sultan Kudarat.
Welcome to the official PGBI's YouTube channel. For more information, please visit us to the official websites of the Philippine Guardians Brotherhood Incorporated www.pgbiguardiansonline.net. Background: in Tacloban City, Leyte, Region 8 Convention on September 21, 2013, Senator Gregorio B. Honasan II was expelled from the organization through the resolution of the National Executive Council, NEC, the governing body of the Philippine Guardians Brotherhood Incorporated. In that convention, the NEC elected Attorney Rex Alvin Arab B. Lagote as the new national president and chairman of the PGBI, and as such Attorney Rex Alvin FRMG Arab B. Lagote became the new Grand Supremo of the PGBI. Attorney Rex Alvin FRMG Arab B. Lagote led the organization for about 5 years without notable improvement from the past, as he aimed to lead the organization more and more terms. Baler Aurora. During the 15th PGBI National Convention at Baler Aurora held on June 2, 2018, almost 5 years from the time Attorney Rex Alvin B. Lagote was selected as the national president and chairman of the PGBI, he tried to persuade members of the NEC not to pursue with the election. After a thorough discussion and deliberation, the National Executive Council decided that an election must proceed, and deliberation, the NEC decided that an election must proceed, and Engineer Meliardine Gamet was duly elected as the new national chairman and president of the PGBI. The National Executive Council, NEC, elected Engineer Meliardine FRMG Mel Gamet as the new national president and chairman of the PGBI, who then assumed as the new Grand Supremo. Despite the election of the new president, Attorney Rex Alvin B. Lagote asked for an extension of his term, and unsuspecting members of the National Executive Council graciously granted his request that will be given a period of 3 months to prepare all necessary documents as well as the properties of the PGBI to be properly turned over to the new set of officers. Weeks and months have passed, within that 3 months given to Attorney Rex Alvin B. Lagote to wrap up everything for a proper turnover. The ex-president unexpectedly created a committee investigate alleged acts committed by the new national chairman and president, Engineer Meliardine Grand Supremo Mel G. Gamet, without even the courtesy of informing the members of the National Executive Council, NEC. A committee created by Attorney Rex Alvin B. Lagote proved to be a kangaroo court and a sarsala, as due process was not observed, as when Engineer Meliardine Gamet's request was denied, and the decision from Kangaroo Court, composed of his brothers in the Freemason fraternity, recommended a 1-year suspension, was made immediately a day after, or on September 19, 2018. Upon verification, it was also found out that committee members committed intellectual dishonesty and deception by making it appear that Elmer Ray FRMG Memsi Dawal signed said recommendation, when in truth and in fact, he was not able to read such recommendation, and he never affixed his signature therein. Further, to ensure their plans to stay in their respective positions, Attorney Rex Alvin B. Lagote, without any delicateza,
included as a member of the said committee his very own brother Emmanuel RMG Karam B. Lagod. It is quite intriguing that came between the group of RMG Libra and the group of Gloria FRMG Glo Managira, NEC representative of Region 1, which was been pending for a number of years, has never been attended and addressed upon when Attorney Rex Alvin B. Lagod was the national chairman and president for almost 5 years. It became obvious then that Attorney Rex Alvin B. Lagod's act of unwilling to have an election is for him to stay in power and using and exploiting his position in the Brotherhood as one of his credentials in running for an elective position in the LGU in his municipality. Attorney B. Lagod's act of creating a committee is purely illegal, as at that very moment it shall be considered as functus officio, a clear and usurpation of an office of which he is no longer entitled. The Constitution and bylaws of PGBI is very categorically on this point under Article 6, Section 1, Paragraph A, as if unequivocally declare, the members of the National Executive Council shall elect from among themselves a president who shall automatically assume the position of national chairman and president of the organization, and the vice presidents for Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. The act of Attorney B. Lagod was not an authorized act, and illegal and unconstitutional, for he was no longer the national chairman and president at the time he issued the memorandum creating such committee. The body created cannot and will not also be recognized as legitimate body, not to mention the fact that the said committee was not even observing the basic rules under the Philippine Constitution on due process, as the person creating such committee has no longer authority or power to do so. In serious defiance to the Constitution and bylaws of the PGBI, it has been observed and read on the social media that Attorney B. Lagod and his cohorts continued issue memorandum and proclaiming himself to the Grand Supremo, and in fact shamelessly posted his name marking on his hand the word GS, a marking which is not even among the markings allowed under our Constitution and bylaws. We must emphasize that in our organization, we must always observe the rule of law. It is unfortunate that a lawyer and a former national chairman and president, Attorney Rex Alvin B. Lagod, and his cohorts miserably failed to observe the rule of law as well as the Constitution and bylaws of the PGBI, to the damage and prejudice of the name of the PGBI organization and to the officers and men in the organization. Lately, last April 27, 2019 at Villasis, Pangasinan, Attorney Rex Alvin B. Lagod and his gang have posted in the social media their so-called national convention. It is tragic and unfortunate that he is now creating his own organization in conspiracy with his cohorts. While we are in democratic country, Attorney B. Lagod and his cohorts can do whatever they want, but never to carry the name of this legitimate organization of which he had long been replaced as national chairman and president. Let it be known that this very difficult decision has also shaken the very spirit of brotherhood, for we the NEC members did not make this to despise our dear brothers. It is not of organization. We merely responded to unreasonable and wanton attacks they made on our beloved organization. Every responsible guardian has the duty to protect and uphold the tenets and aspirations of the PGBI to the best of our abilities. For openly and publicly defying and grossly violating our PGBI Constitution and bylaws with their shenanigans, and in sowing confusion among the entire membership of this prestigious organization, Attorney Rex Alvin B. Lagote, and his fraternal brothers in Freemason, namely Roderick Emmanuel Mina, Elmer Aquino, Gary Anthony Solania, Emmanuel B. Lagote, and Jamie Oliver are hereby expelled from the Philippine Guardians Brotherhood Incorporated, PGBI. For willfully conspiring, confederating and helping one another in defying the PGBI Constitution and bylaws, sowing confusion among members of the organization and openly doing acts inimical to the interest of the organization. Hence, they are hereby stripped of all their rights and privileges as members hereof. Let it be a lesson to everyone that we must always observe the rule of law and that no one is above the law. As officers and men of this prestigious brotherhood organization, we must bear in mind the oath of office we have duly sworn to stand for, and committed ourselves by openly declaring our pledge of allegiance to the PGBI organization in the discharge of our duties and responsibilities reposed upon us, and to adhere always to the PGBI Constitution and bylaws. On the 16th National Convention in Isulan Provincial Capital, Sultan Kudaraa, a NEC resolution was made expelling attorney Rex Alvin B. Lagote and some of his trusted men for gross and palpable violations of the PGBI Constitution and bylaws and in sowing intrigues and divisions within the PGBI organization. Much time, chances, and opportunity were given to attorney Rex Alvin B. Lagote and his men to rectify their errors, yet they remained stiff-necked and openly defied orders and resolutions given to them. Changing conditions and needs, however, dictate that the PGBI Constitution and other legal orders should likewise reflect the changing times. Structural and organizational refining was effected to start from top PGBI hierarchy, and each one has its own time to leave and has choices to be made in each time, whether graceful or ungraceful. In the instance, those choices are sometimes painful if it means accepting ungraceful exit from the organization. Although they form part in carving PGBI history, we have to respect and let them go. Truly, the PGBI organization had its ups and downs, and at times cleansing was done within the organization, yet until today, the PGBI stands proud and steadfast in its goal of being a partner in our country's aim of nation building. The PGBI until now remains strong in its mission to help and care each other as brothers and sisters in the organization and be of help in the community, molding each member into becoming a better person and remain an asset to our community. With the able leadership of Engineer Melyardine Grand Supremo Mal G. Gamet, the Philippine Guardians Brotherhood Incorporated, PGBI, the organization will be moving on its right track in accordance to the principle embodied in the preamble of the PGBI Constitution and bylaws, to serve God, country, and family. The organization is getting stronger as it celebrates its 20th year of existence. Long live PGBI! Long live the Guardians! My 24-gun salutes to my fellow National Executive Council, NEC, for their efforts in evaluating the cleanser resolutions for the betterment of the entire organization. Special thanks to our attorney Pedro Leslie FRMG PLSB Salva for giving substantial guidance for every step I made, and to the trust and confidence of our remaining incorporators. To all of them, they are my superheroes. My special thanks to my highly ended IT engineer Lord Nino FRMG Anand Pamanchuan for his highly appreciated efforts converting all my articles onto a video presentation and documenting them as lifetime sacred scripture exclusively for PGBI organization. Most particularly to my loving wife Desiree RMG Alyssa Gamet and our lovely daughter Alyssa Camille for giving an inspiration every time I sit in front of my computer. Lastly, thanks as well to my active Secretary General Maria Lorenza RMG Lois Madriago and Deputy Secretary General Engineer Rommel FRMG Pointer Ronquillo's efforts dissemination of all my write-ups. To them, they are the laurel leaves of the organization. Long live PGBI. Long live Guardians. May Allah bless us always. GSM.
Fly off away. It's the first time of today. To dream, believe. You are the strength, you're all I need. Oh, gonna give it a shot. Only one of me to shield you all from the